Let's get into the papers now, see what the headlines are across Nigeria. And I still have with me Obani Akinwale here to help us make sense of what we will be looking at. Obani, thanks for staying back. And then I have joining me Tunji Abdul Hamid, a lawyer and an analyst, to also help join in making sense of the headlines this morning. Tunji, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Great. Now let's begin with the Leadership newspaper. Leadership newspaper says, in renewed onslaught on bandits, 6,000 soldiers storm Zamfara. Matawale gives criminals 2 months to surrender, and they tricked us to get money for weapons. Governor Bello is saying this. These are really troubling. That's leadership. We'll look at those. From there, let's go to the Blueprint newspaper now. Blueprint says, shoot-on-sight order may begin in Zamfara, as Matawale hints on 6,000 troop deployment, gives gunmen 2 months grace to surrender, and terrorists plotting kidnap of Southwest school children. Yoruba group saying this, and toddler 5 others abducted in Taraba, and Irabo assures of decisive action. All right, that's the Chief of Defense Staff. Okay, that's the Blueprint. The Daily Times is next. Daily Times says South governors demand 10% as host community trust fund in PIB. South governors demand 10% as host community trust fund in PIB. That's a petroleum industry bill that has been on for so many years. From there, let's go to News Direct. News Direct says Lagos, Osun, Nasarawa, others receive COVID-19 vaccine. Enugu trains 600 vaccinators. 300 vaccinators rather. Lagos, Osun, Nasarawa, others receive COVID-19 vaccine. Enugu trains 300 vaccinators. Okay, that's News Direct. Let's go to Business Day. Business Day says Nigeria records first trade deficit in 4 years as COVID-19 hurts export. Nigeria records first trade deficit in 4 years as COVID-19 hurts export. All right, that's Business Day. National economy is next. Rising oil prices, policy model debars Nigeria from maximizing opportunities. Okay, policy model debars Nigeria from maximizing opportunity, and that's from the issues of rising oil prices there. Okay, that's a national economy. From there, let's go to the Guardian newspaper. Fireworks over return of £4.2 million Ibori loot. Fireworks over return of £4.2 million Ibori loot. Malami, fund will be used to complete second Niger bridge. Delta government, money does not belong to federal government. Sage says money must be returned to Delta State. A British High Commissioner, ill-gotten money not welcome in the UK. All right, those are some headlines there and kickers there as well. The debate as to who owns that money, from whom was it stolen and who owns it, is the debate on there. Fireworks over return of £4.2 million Ibori loot. Okay, let's go to the Nation newspaper. Nation newspaper says federal government Delta battle over £4.2 million linked to Ibori and others. UK to return loot and cash for completion of Lagos-Ibadan Road second Niger bridge. That's the argument of the government. But Delta State government is saying no, that money belongs to Delta State government. All right, that's the Nation newspaper. Daily Trust is next. Daily Trust says Buhari gives bandits 2 months to surrender, Zamfara governor. All right, and directs deployment of 6,000 troops. Emirs kick against no-fly zone order, and banditry, mining not related. Okay, and the ACF commends move Masari wants coordinated approach in Northwest. Okay, that's Daily Trust. Well, certainly, we're talking about all of these. Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard is next, and it says OPC Fulani group in verbal war over arrest of Wakili. Wakili was involved in destruction of farmlands. Ayete Monarch is saying this, and police release detained OPC members on health grounds. It's good news, Gani Adams. YCE PDP won over proposed creation of ranches in Ekiti. Okay, those are all issues on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. The Sun is next. The Sun says fireworks in Senate over alleged unremitted funds. Federal government owing us 239 billion naira. NNPC saying this. There should be line-by-line explanation on expenditure. The AG is saying this, Accountant General, and we have legal power to make running cost deductions from source. Chiari saying this as a GMD of the NNPC. All right, the back and forth on that. From there, let's go to the Punch newspaper. Differential wage. Labour moves against National Assembly, holds nationwide protest day. And today, rather. Labour moves against National Assembly, holds nationwide protest today. NLC, TUC to occupied National Assembly, state chapters join protest. CSOs endorse minimum wage bill, say Nigeria needs restructuring. Okay, those are some of the headlines on the Punch. All right, gentlemen, let's look at the security situation where the government is hinting on deploying 6,000 troops to Zamfara State. One would say, wow, this is amazing because the challenge in Zamfara and that access has been on for some time. Bandits have been running riot in that area, and government hinting 6,000 soldiers to be sent to Zamfara. Will this be the end of banditry in the state? Tunji, what do you make of this?
Whether it will be the end or not, I will not be able to say until we see.
What hopes do you have?
Yeah, it's a good move in a way. At least they are taking steps to confront the banditry or the bandits as it were. Yeah, it's a good way, in other words, because before now, I think they've left them to do whatever they want to do and whatever they like, and they've been there without anybody challenging them or authority. In other words, they are even technically given license to operate the way they like in that area.
Well, how do you mean technically given license?
Yeah, because
we need to make this clarification so people don't misunderstand.
No, you said we were told banditry are those in the bush, those who are doing illegal mining and all those things are in that regard before. And before now, I am aware that they were not even checked. That those who are doing mining, they were called banditry that are doing the mining.
But if you see the headline on Daily Trust, the governor is saying banditry and mining are not related.
Yeah, they may not be related, but what we have been told before now was that those who call bandit are those who are doing illegal mining. That's what we are told, except they are changing it now. We were told that they were doing illegal mining and it's better for them to even do that than to be doing but now that they are killing, they've now seen them as criminals, because as far as I'm concerned, they are criminals, because people are trying to see as if when you say bandits, as if you are talking about people who are civil or civilized.
Respectable Sheikh Gumi said they shouldn't call them criminals.
What should we call them?
Yeah, he said if you call them criminals, that they will not want it to offend them, and they won't want to.
What should we call?
So he's talking because he's been negotiating for them to lay down their arms. So he was advocating that they shouldn't be called criminals.
What should we call them?
Okay.
Should we call people who kill people? Should people call people who kidnap people to collect ransom as a civilized human being? I don't know what to call them than to call them criminal. If you look at the definition of bandit, even the bandit that they're talking about, people are talking about bandit as if bandit is a civil thing or something that is normal.
Association.
Yeah, I believe maybe they didn't even check the meaning of bandit in the dictionary. Bandit talks about criminal. You are a criminal. People who are criminals who are operating in a lawless society. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no other name to call them. Call a spade a spade. Right. Call them what's it called, criminal. And we should just not even give this our sheikh, a reputable sheikh, this prominent again. I have not seen the sheikh be in the front of people fighting to see that the people in the IDP must be taken care of. They must be giving food. They must be giving money. I did not see my sheikh doing that. He's in front for the people who are killing, who are making people to go to IDP. I don't understand it.
I guess his role, the way he volunteered was to try to help bring normalcy to the region. But we'll talk about that. The point is, there is the issue of giving 2 months grace to the bandits to drop their weapons. Recall that the government is saying now that we're deploying 6,000 troops to Zamfara area. Recall too that the president had given a shoot on sight or shoot at sight order for people who have AK-47 in the bushes and all of that. Yet we're giving 2 months grace to this. What do you make of this strategy and this, order against grace and all of that?
The strategy is insulting.
Why would you say that?
When the Niger Delta people started carrying gun, the question was asked, what are you agitating for? And they said they want resource to be controlled. They want the money that is being made from their land to also be invested in their land. They want their children to go to school. And the president sent the vice president to have a meeting with traditional rulers and some groups in Niger Delta. There is a cause for that action. What is the cause for action of bandits? So what we are saying now is that every criminal and every armed robber...
Some of the viral videos we have seen of some of the alleged bandits that from the confessions or whatever they have said, they were saying that over the years they have never been taken care of.
Who has government taken care of you, Mike?
They are. Well,
Mike, has government taken care of you?
No, I'm telling you
Good.
what
I'm only
they
asking.
said.
So why are you not carrying
I'm telling you what they said.
No, I understand what I understand their grievances.
Right.
That government are not taking care of them. So I'm asking, has government taken care of you?
Well,
As you carry gun now. So will government say that they give you liberty to commit crime for the next 2 months? So we need to put issue in perspective. See, in 2015 or about 2014, Sumner Sambo, God bless TVC News, was in a documentary expedition to Zamfara. In one of the reports, the people interviewed there said they see aircraft dropping weapons for the villagers. And that is what they are using for castle rustling. It is this in Zamfara. 2015, Police Center for Journalism, won by Sumner Sambo. Now, in 2021, a president that is now a bit that is a sinner now said he doesn't want to see anything in the sky. And I've asked this question. People said it has nothing to do with the gold. How many Chinese has been kidnapped in Zamfara? If kidnapping is money-making venture, and the Chinese are the one mining the gold in Zamfara, how many Chinese has been kidnapped in Zamfara? And what are the ransom being paid? Are these children in public school or these people that are doing farming, are they the ones that have money? So you recollect vividly when Governor Isiaka Gboyega Itolo State, former Amotekun, the first assignment they did was to go to Itagungodi in Ijesha axis to raid that area and discover that the Chinese there were doing illegal mining, and those that were caught said they brought them from Zamfara to Osun to come and start mining gold, and they already killed villagers in Osun State at that time. They already according to their land. So I find it insulting for any government to say, you are licensed to kill people or to create lawlessness for the next 2 months.
Well, that is not what the government has
said.
You are
telling the criminal.
You give it, but the point
is,
is,
you're telling the criminal that I give you 2 months to come and surrender.
I will take that as you deducing that meaning from it.
Okay, let's go English. Who is a bandit? A bandit is a guy that robbed a hand on my hand and give me food.
Certainly not.
So a bandit is a criminal. So how do you tell a criminal? So if government can do that, then why are we chasing Yahoo boys around? We can tell them that stop internet, whatever you are doing, manipulation you are doing, the next 2 months, do whatever you want to do, we will not arrest anybody. So because the guy that is going on internet to defraud people will tell you that he's a tech savvy guy. That's what he will call himself. So if you can say you are giving bandit 2 months, to do what? What you have said is that every lawlessness can be allowed to thrive for 60 days. So what is important now is that the government needs to show who is in control, whether it's the bandits, the castle rustlers, or what have you, or the government itself. How do you see? I find it difficult that anybody can even put Daily Trust can put such an headline that you give bandits 2 months to surrender. Governor. They
are reporting.
They are only reporting.
So you ask yourself, what it means is that we are all saying that we should allow democracy to thrive, we should allow rule of law, and we should allow each government to function. Now the governor is begging bandits. The president is giving bandits automation. The governor will go in the night and go and meet them that boys don't kidnap in Jangebe this way, go to Kagara. Don't do this one. The president is angry. Or it's supposed to be the order of the governor who was elected, who was put in there by the court anyway. Or the president that was elected by overall majority to give instructions and directive to people that this is what I want. Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, C. And you have a 4-star general saying, but then we can tell Boko Haram to that Boko Haram. we'll give you 2 months.
Well, the point there is,
we'll give you 2 months.
Sunday,
I don't know how many months they give. It's not what we are doing.
Yeah,
it is wrong.
On the other hand,
it is wrong to pamper criminals. Yeah. Criminals are criminals.
On the other hand, at one time or the other that we've read on the news, even in the last administration, we've had governors of Zamfara state and some other states negotiate in such a way that bandits drop their weapons at the time and all of that.
Will the governor of Texas do that?
Well, that is the United States.
Is in a law for us to negotiate with criminals?
So whether now, would you see that? Would you see that as?
Are you not seeing that you are dating and you are conniving with criminal minds?
Would you see that as at least one of the strategies to bring peace to the
region? It's not a strategy.
Okay.
It's an evidence of I surrender or you are me. You see, you are the government. That's why you are the government. Government is more powerful than any individual. Government is more powerful than any.
Supposed to be powerful in Nigeria.
I'm saying government. I'm not talking Nigeria. I say government generally should be the one in charge of everything. That's why they say after God is government.
Yeah.
So if a government is now warning people, how many money did they give? What's it called? This kidnapper that is facing Evans. How many money did they give him?
No.
How many money was given to the man that has run away now? The what's it called? The Nnamdi Kanu. How many money do they give to all those other people who have committed crime that are facing trial in court now? You see, when you pamper criminals, when you don't punish criminal, when you don't attack or fight criminal back, you are pampering them.
But the case against Nnamdi Kanu was not a criminal case.
Why was he now attacked?
What's that? Is Nnamdi Kanu not trying to attack the territorial integrity of this country? Right. The job of the CEC is to ensure the security, the territorial integrity is explicitly written of the country. Now, is our territorial integrity from Katsina to Zamfara to Sokoto to Borno through Sambisa not threatened? So, who are those threatening those territorial integrity? The same person that is challenging your power as CEC.
Anyway, you are the lawyer, so you know what all of those things are.
You are now asking them to say...
But Nee, what do you make of... because there was a report 2 days ago or 3 days ago of a soldier who was arrested with his girlfriend of, distributing camouflage and other things and weapons to bandits. What do you make of that? The issue of fifth column.
Why wouldn't they? And we have said this severally here that the way we treat our security apparatus and the security personnel in this country is the worst. You will see a police officer entering Danfo with you. The color of the shirt will be different from the color of the trouser. You will see the videos of soldiers in front war and what their career has gone. The holder is already pieces. There was a video when they conquered Shekau farm. You will see them saying they have not eaten anything for 5 days. And I do run this devil's workshop. If a man decides to sacrifice his life for you and I to go and face war, the country has nothing less to do than to ensure that you put him in perfect mind, shape, and soul. These are people that have family at home. These are people that have, in Nigeria, there was a report of a soldier again in one of the popular newspapers that the guy had a fatal accident when he was in Zambia or whatever. Now the guy is without spinal cord and the Nigerian government has not done anything about him. So what you find out is that, are we not encouraging, that's what they said, that if Boko Haram is giving them, the fighters, they are giving them X amount of money. What they are giving them is almost times 5 of what the Nigerian government will give his normal security apparatus. It is high time. As much as I give kudos to this government, this problem, without being biased, is not created by President Buhari. Subsequent administration from 1999 today has technically find a way of grounding our military personnel and resources. Now, this government is just trying to acquire new resources to ensure they boost morale. Now, this government has to go a step further to ensure that you cannot buy their trust. You cannot buy their integrity in such a way that whatever the Boko Haram or Fifth Column is going to do to them, they will ensure that they stay because do you see the way American officers dress? Ordinary sergeants in the American Air Force or what have you, you will see the kind of life they are living. Practically, government is funding everything about them. But do you go to our barracks and see where our officers are staying? Do you see salary they are collecting? The kind of food they are eating?
Would that be a function of...
it is.
Would that be a function of will or inadequate resources?
And again, the same government, you find people that are civil servants that have mansions and what have you in Abuja. And that man that decided to put his life on track for all of us has no benefit for it. That is not to encourage criminalities among the military. But again, what happens for intelligence gathering?
All right. Tunji, the issue of just on the news this morning, where in fact it's been on the news since yesterday, when the service chiefs paid a visit to Zamfara, at least to have a look at what's going on there and then work in synergy with the government and the people on the grassroots, preparatory to the deployment of 6,000 troops. Now, service chiefs working together has been something that we have been talking about all the while. That synergy that is needed between and within the security agencies and all of that. How welcoming is this to you?
Yeah, that's a good news. Okay. You know, if there's no synergy, there's no way you can achieve any result. Because we have all this while we have been having issue between our agencies trying to claim victory,
supremacy
or whatever. On that. So if they are having synergy now, that will help us. You know, if a house that is divided cannot hold anything. So you see that's a good news. As far as I'm concerned, it's a good news. And I don't want to justify criminality or criminal acts. No, there's no reason for any acts. In other words, any criminal act. If you are saying, I agree, the government has for long failed everybody, not only those who are bandits. Like he said, what have not benefited. I'm not sure I've benefited much from the government or anything. I don't want to say anything. Because I'm working on the road sometimes, even though the roads are not bad. I've also been taking care of my own water, my own electricity. I've been my government on my own.
So you've been the government by yourself in your house.
I don't want to also give excuse to the government to say this crisis did not start.
The point is, government is government. So it doesn't matter who.
The government is put in place to come and solve problem.
Exactly.
That is the essence of government. You are there to solve problem and provide solutions to those problems. So if you are saying it did not start well before me, what have you been doing to ensure?
Why did you contest to be anything if you?
No, you can tell most times most of the people who are in government don't even know their role. Most of them just believe that my role is just to come and be there and become a big man and then they don't know that there's a problem. You are there you are a solution provider and solution finder. That's
conflict resolver
as a government. But most people, you see them, they just relax and say, look, I've done my best. I can't kill myself. You know, that's our thing. And people will justify for them and say, you want me to die? How will a president should lead in any way? By example, in every way. If our hospitals are not good, the president should also patronize that hospital. So that, because that's what your citizens are using. So you should also use that particular hospital. If your roads are not good and your citizens are using it, you should also use the roads, not fly. Then in the situation whereby those in government who are supposed to be serving us are providing authority for themselves to beat all the obstacles on in the country. You can't have a solution because they've already provided a way forward for themselves. So they don't care about you. And you know what? They fail in their responsibility as government. The basic responsibility of government is welfare and security. In these two areas, the government has failed. That's the truth. Except, let's call a spade a spade. As a citizen, you provide your electricity, as a citizen, you provide your water, as a citizen, you even build school or your home for publics. Nothing is, you are not getting much in this country as far as I'm concerned. So people, and that's not to justify criminality. I don't want to agree with those people who say because they have been left alone by the government, that's why they are into what they are doing now. I have also been left alone. I'm not carrying gun. I'm struggling. I'm doing my best to ensure that I'm not
maybe you have one privilege or the other.
Because I struggled. I'm still struggling.
Let me also add that I think one of the undoing of the last crop of our military chiefs were because you discover that towards the tail end there seems to be some level of synergy between the Air Force and the Nigerian Army. Because the report you get from military Nigerian Army that time is that there was an attack, blah, 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 and our gallant officer repelled and captured extra number of... They would never make mention of Air Force. So you will see a lot of internal sabotage between the Nigerian Army and Air Force. But towards the tail end, the Chief of Air Staff and Chief of Army Staff were able to organize. Find out that there was an attack at an army post, so the air support came and the ground troop cleared the remnants. So, and the first thing that this current chief of defense staff said is that if he's going to take his life, he will ensure that there is synergy between every arms of the military. So, which shows clearly that if it's a joint fight by our military personnel, the Air Force, the Navy, the Nigerian Army, that this war can be won. And again, we pray that everything go as planned. If all those toys that America is prepared to give us this year comes in, it's because the war we are fighting with this guy, we need more of area power. And if they're able to bring this area power in before the August, which is rainy season along that belt, because when it starts raining, shrubs grow in that area and it's very difficult terrain to fight. If they're able to bring in those toys and they work on this synergy, I'm telling you, it's fine. Then again, government needs to be deliberate. See, I am aware that the government is trying to minimize fatalities and casualties of innocent Nigerians in the Sambisa, in Katsina, and all those Sokoto and what have you. But it is high time. That's why sensitization is important. If government needs to find a way of getting people out of those areas and clear off those hideouts where they have their military weapons, their ammunition, and what have you, clear those routes. And again, if we need to severe relationship with some neighboring countries that are not helping, because how the Niger Republic, for me, is not fighting this war the way we are fighting it, but yet they are not suffering the same way we are suffering. Lake Chad also has to be up and doing so to ensure that, because these are people that we share the border with, and these are the areas.
But recall there was a military joint task force involving the military from those countries as well. Even Benin Republic decided to join. You
remember when they attacked Niger, and Niger Republic said they have eliminated almost 80% of the bandits, which shows that Niger has intelligence to eliminate 100. So why is it that we have multinational joint task force in the German in Niger Republic that they are doing 80 and they cannot call our troops to do the remaining 20?
No, the point is if they've done from their territory, you do yours from your territory.
The big brother West Africa, President Buhari, will still do Marakodi, will still do meetings, will still go.
All right, we have to round off.
Compromise in Nigeria.
Exactly.
So and the willpower is not there. When you begin to rob the palms of those who are committing crime, when you begin to beg people who are committing crime, when you begin to ask them to come and surrender and then get millions of naira, when people are in IDPs and they are rotting there, you will not get any other result. Some other people will come up tomorrow and say, look, there's money here.
International community needs to tell us what is in Sambisa that we don't know.
Yes,
international communities are also accomplices in this war against Nigeria.
All right, let's leave the discussion here for now. But this will continue because it's a debate on the front burner. It's on the pages of the newspaper. So certainly out there, I know people will talk about all of these today. Thank you very much, Obani Akinwale, for coming on the program. And Tunji Abdulhamid, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate both of you.